Hey everyone, welcome to another session on daily newspaper analysis. Today we are discussing the Hindu for December 18th, and here is the first news. Supreme Court gives center 3 months to form Tamil Nadu Karnataka Water Dispute Tribunal. First thing you should know that whenever there is an inter-water dispute between two states, Supreme Court is the original body to decide that. And Supreme Court can give directions to form a tribunal to settle such disputes. So the Supreme Court on Wednesday gave the center 3 months to constitute an state river water dispute tribunal to resolve the dispute between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka over construction in Penayar River. So this has been a dispute that has been going on since long, and now Supreme Court has given a deadline, a 3 month time to form a tribunal so that this dispute can be decided. Tamil Nadu had filed an original suit in 2018 against Karnataka's work on check dams and diversions structures in the river. Tamil Nadu told the Supreme Court that Karnataka had no right to utilize the water of Penayar to detriment of the people of Tamil Nadu. The following water of an interstate river was a national asset and no single state can claim exclusive ownership of it, Tamil Nadu said. In a previous hearing, the center had stated that Tamil Nadu's complaint was referred to a negotiation committee and there was no likelihood of settlement by negotiation. So earlier the steps have been taken to resolve this dispute by negotiation, by alternate dispute resolutions. However, no result could be arrived, hence the matter before the Supreme Court, and now the Supreme Court has asked to form a tribunal to decide the same. The center had submitted that it was likely to constitute a tribunal to resolve the dispute between the two states, between Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Tamil Nadu argued that an 1892 agreement over the river water was valid and binding on the party states. The Tamil Nadu said that Karnataka, without furnishing the detail of its new diversions or new schemes or projects, and obtaining the consent of the lower riparian state, should not suo motu proceed to construct check dams. Suo motu means on its own. Suo motu means without initiation from an outside force, on its own. It's a very important word that you should know that has been asked in CLAT and other entrance examinations. So, should not suo motu proceed to construct check dams pumped directly from the rivers or from the tanks draining into the river, which would clearly amount to an infringement of the rights of the inhabitants of the plaintiff state, which is the Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu is the plaintiff. Tamil Nadu is coming with a plaint here, and Supreme Court has given this direction, has given 3 months to form a Tamil Nadu Karnataka Water Dispute Tribunal. So let's see what the tribunal finds ultimately, whether in the favor of Tamil Nadu or Karnataka. Then this is very important. Telangana's Tandoor Red Gram gets GI tag. You must be aware of what is geographical indication. A geographical indication tag is given to certain products, certain agricultural or fruitarian products that are specific to a geographical location. So you must have heard about Darjeeling tea. So the tea that is formed in Darjeeling, that is has given the geographical indication that that tea belongs to that place only, that origin only, the environment, everything constitute to the flavor of the tea that is found there, which is exclusive to that. So Telangana has similarly Tandoor Red Grams that has got the GI tag. It is one of the intellectual property. The famous Tandoor Red Gram of Telangana has got geographical indication tag. The GI application had been filed by the Jalal Farmers Producers Company Limited on September 24. The GI registration process was facilitated by Professor Jayashankar, Telangana State Agricultural University. With this, the total number of GI registration in the country has reached 432. In the country has reached 432, and over 1000 applications have been filed till date. So not all of them got the GI tag. Over 1000 have been filed, and throughout the country 432 have got the GI registration. With Tandoor GI registration, Telangana got its 16th GI product registered. Tandoor Red Gram is a local variety of pigeon pea which is mainly grown in the rain-fed tract of the Tandoor and the nearby region of Telangana. The fertile deep black soil with huge deposits of attapulgite clay minerals specifically in Tandoor region, along with huge limestone deposits, can be attributed to the specific quality traits of Tandoor red gram. It contains about 22 to 24% protein, which is almost three times that of the protein content in cereal. So that is what sets it apart. That's how it is special. It is found only in the Telangana's Tandoor region. So it has good taste, better cooking quality, as well as enhanced storage quality. Now, with the GI tag and registration, individual farmers and dal mill owners of Tandoor will have to register themselves as authorized users and start branding Tandoor Red Gram with a GI tag to get better prices, as the tag is an assured symbol of quality. That is the advantage of getting GI tag. Once you get a geographical indication tag, GI tag, you get an assured symbol of quality. Yes, the quality is top notch, the quality is what it says, it belongs to that region, and that region has specific qualities that is there in this product. So that's the advantage. A specific date will be given for pleas on Article 370, says Supreme Court. As you know, that Article 370 was in news several throughout ever since the Article 370 has been uh, removed from the Constitution of India. The special status was removed from uh, the special status given to the Jammu and Kashmir was removed. So it has been news, and now the matter is settled. Now the two separate duties were carved out and everything was planned, but still there are petitions challenging that action of the government. Still there are petitions, and now the Supreme Court is saying that specific date will be given for pleas on Article 370. The removal of special status deprived Jammu and Kashmir of privileges. The petitions have challenged a presidential order of 5th August 2019. On 5th August 2019, by a presidential order, the special status of Jammu and Kashmir was removed, and that has now been challenged. And it has been challenged, and now the specific date has been given. Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, on Wednesday said a specific date will be given for hearing a series of petitions. There are series of petitions challenging the removal of special status given to Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370 of the Constitution of India. I will examine and give a date, the Chief Justice said, in response to an oral mentioning of the early listing of the case. The last time the case was mentioned for early listing was on September 23, before the current CJI's predecessor, Justice UU Lalit, who had promised that it would come up after October 10. The Article 370 case has been pending in the Supreme Court for over 2 years. Of course, from 2019, it's the end of 2022. The case had now come up after a five-judge bench refused to refer the petition to a larger bench in March 2020. The case had since been mentioned several times for early hearing. The petitions have challenged the presidential order of August 5, 2019, which blunted Article 370. The various petitions have challenged the centre's unilateral move to impose curfew and unravel the unique federal structure of India by dividing Jammu and Kashmir without taking consent from the people. They did not ask the people of Jammu and Kashmir and divided that into two UTs. So that is something that has been challenged. Separate petitions have contended that the August 5 order and the Jammu Kashmir Reorganization Act of 2019 were arbitrary. They also have challenged the proclamation of President's rule in the state in December 2018. So President rule was invoked. There was a proclamation of President's rule because, of course, it was a sensitive situation, sensitive area. So to contain that, it was required. The petitions have said what happened to Jammu and Kashmir goes to the heart of Indian federalism. So this has been an ongoing topic that keeps coming up, and Article 370 is very important. You should keep an eye on what development is happening here. Agniveer, again, very controversial subject. It was always very much in news. There were so many protests when this scheme was launched. So why Agniveer's other cadre have different pay scales? High Court has asked. Which High Court? Delhi High Court. The Delhi High Court on Wednesday asked the centre why there was a difference in the pay scale of Agniveers and the regular cadre in the army. A bench of Chief Justice Satish Chandra Sharma. So Chief Justice of Delhi High Court is Satish Chandra Sharma. A bench of Chief Justice Satish Chandra Sharma and Justice Subramaniam Prasad asked Additional Solicitor General Ashwarya Bhati, who was representing the center, if the job profile is same, then how can you justify different pay? A lot will depend on the job profile. Get instructions on this and put it on the affidavit. So why are Agniveers paid differently from the main cadre from the other cadre? If job profile is same, if their position is same, if everything is same, then why the pay is different? That is the question that has been asked here. Ms. Bharti said that as the Agniveer cadre was separate cadre from the regular cadre, their terms and conditions as well as responsibilities were also different from sepoys. So that is why they have a separate pay scale. This is not a regular service. So Agniveer has been created as a separate cadre. It will not be counted as a regular service. After serving as an Agniveer for 4 years, if he or she volunteers and is found fit, then his journey in the regular cadre begins. So this is what was submitted from this side. The center was responding to a batch of petitions challenging the Agnipath scheme of recruiting soldiers. It said that below the officer's post, Agnipath was the only way to join the armed forces now at the soldiers level, and only the medical section had been kept out of it. Many candidates have moved the court to direct the armed forces to resume the recruitment process cancelled due to the introduction of Agnipath scheme. The center has argued that no appointment letter has ever been issued to the candidates who have applied under various recruitment advertisements issued by the Air Force, Navy, and Army. In an earlier affidavit, the center had defended the Agnipath scheme, saying that it aims to enhance the youthful profile of armed forces. Now, please understand here that Agnipath scheme, when it was launched, when it was introduced, there were so many protests. People were saying that uh, why would someone risk his life just for 4 years? However, government came up with a lot of plus points that it is giving an opportunity to the youth to join army and giving them opportunity to decide after joining army if they want to continue or not. And also they will be most of them will some of them will be taken in the regular cadre as well. So government was saying the plus point, the opposition was uh, saying different things. However, the matter has reached the High Court, and High Court is asking now why there is a different pay, why there is a different, why the pay scale is different when the position is different, when everything is when everything position is same and everything is same, the job profile is same. So why the pay scale is different? Number of journalists jailed has reached record high. The CPJ. What is CPJ? CPJ is Committee to Protect Journalists. CPJ is Committee to Protect Journalists. The number of journalists jailed around the world for practicing their profession has touched a record high, with 363 reporters deprived of their freedom as of December 1, 2022, according to the 2022 prison census released by the Committee to Protect Journalists, a non-profit organization that promotes press freedom worldwide. This figure is a new global high that overtakes last year's record by 20% and marks another grim milestone in a deteriorating media landscape. This year's top five jailers of journalists were Iran, China, Myanmar, Turkey, Belarus, respectively. So, number one, Iran has imprisoned maximum number of journalists. Then China, as you know, that China, the freedom of speech and expression is not that uh, good in China, followed by Myanmar, then Turkey, then Belarus. Regarding India, the report said that the country, with seven journalists in jail, continues to draw criticism over its treatment of the media, in particular its use of the Jammu and Kashmir Public Safety Act, a preventive detention law, to keep Kashmiri journalist Asif Sultan, Fahad Shah, and Sajad Gul behind bars after they were granted court ordered bail in separate cases. The report further noted that six out of the seven journalists were being investigated or charged under the Terrorism Related Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So, not only the journalists are jailed, even the terrorism related acts is imposed, they're alleged of the terrorist activities. The Unlawful Activities Prevention Act is applicable to their proceedings. So, that is the issue. So, that is the report by the Committee to Protect Journalists. Defying ban by Supreme Court, acid sale continues under the radar. So, as you know, that acid attack is a very serious issue in our country, and there has been several measures that have been taken to uh, make sure that acids are not sold. It's not readily available for the people, so that someone can become victim of this acid attack. However, there is ban by Supreme Court. Despite that, the acid sale is continuing. There are people who are getting acid over the counter. Now, how is it happening? Let's see. 9 years have passed since the Supreme Court imposed a nationwide ban on over the counter sale of acid without a license. So, you cannot sell acid without a license over the counter, and it has been 9 years since there has been a ban on that. Yet, senior police officers on Wednesday said corrosive substances are readily sold in shops across the country despite the crackdown on the errant shopkeepers. The police told the newspaper that they regularly undertake district-wise drives where beat officers and senior personnel from the office of the sub-divisional magistrate raid shops that illegally sell corrosive substances over the counter, prosecute the accused under Section 4, Clause 2 of the Poisons Act 1990, and arrest them immediately. The SDM also penalizes the accused up to 50,000 rupees, which is used for the rehabilitation of acid attack survivors. So the fine that is imposed is used for the rehabilitation of the survivors of acid attack. So that is the scheme. In the Dwarka acid attack, the accused reportedly had brought the acid from an e-commerce website, even online. E-commerce website, people are buying acid. A police officer said buying acid online is a less used method by perpetrators. DCP Harshvardhan said a notice has been sent to the e-commerce website to seek information about the seller of the acid. How is the acid being sold online? Then there is a 2013 Supreme Court order. In a 2013 ruling, the Supreme Court said that the establishments selling acids will compulsorily require a license to do so and have to be registered under the Poisons Act. It also outlined that owners of such shops must ask customers to furnish an ID proof and disclose the reason why are you buying the acid that you have to disclose. Corrosive substances are often bought for by the accused from small pharmacies and neighborhood retail shops which sell them without demanding an ID and valid reason for purchase. Drives against the errant sellers are carried out on regular intervals, but most retailers do it discreetly. Hence, it is difficult to identify all these people, a senior police officer said. Then, officials questioned the sale. The DCW chairperson, Swati Maliwal, issued a notice to the police and the Home Department seeking an action taken report on the recommendations regarding the ban on sale of acid. National Commission for Women chairperson Rekha Sharma wrote to the Delhi Police Commissioner to intervene in the case. So how is this being made available despite the ban? If the Supreme Court has banned in a 2013 judgment, how are people still getting the acid over the counter without license? So that is something that needs to be looked into. Supreme Court to hear plea on deletion of entries in Andhra Pradesh Telangana rolls. So Supreme Court will hear a plea that how the entries in the electoral rolls of the Telangana have been deleted. So let's see what's the news. The Supreme Court on Wednesday decided to examine a petition that is alleging that the Election Commission unilaterally deleted 46 lakh entries from the electoral polls of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana in 2015 to purify the electoral list. A bench led by Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, said the petition filed by IIT Madras graduate and Hyderabad residents Srinivas Kodali flagged an important issue. Mr. Kodali, in his petition, said the Election Commission further linked the elector's photo, identity card with Aadhaar card and seeded confidential EPIC data with the State Residence Data Hub, allowing governments in power access to vital details which may prove useful in voter profiling. He said that while the EPIC Aadhaar card linking was carried out under the National Electoral Rolls Purification and Authentication Program, the rest were carried out without specific policies, guidelines, or authorization in any form. Mr. Kodali said he had correctly apprehended that millions of voters would be left out of the electoral process in the state election in December 2018, but the High Court had dismissed his plea. The petition said the court had chucked out the PIL petition without considering that no valid law, rule, or regulation was enacted to use a software or algorithm for an aid or substitute for verifying electoral rolls. So, whenever we are uh, doing this mass activity, we need to be very specific that with this algorithm, with this data, are we uh, leaving out a substantial number, is something is getting excluded from that. So that has been the issue here, and that has been the Supreme Court is ready to hear that. Earlier it was dismissed, the High Court dismissed it, but Supreme Court will hear that. Then one second, then one India China face off. Warning sign on a fresh India-China face-off. Another attempted transgression by the Chinese military, this time in the Tawang sector in the eastern section of the India-China boundary, has served a reminder of the precarious state of affairs along the line of actual control. So, as you might be aware, that there is a fresh standoff between India and China at the line of actual control, this time in the Tawang sector. A crisis which began in April 2020 with PLA transgressions in Ladakh in the western sector of the boundary has now appeared to have widened to Arunachal Pradesh. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said in Parliament that the Indian Army had forced the PLA to return to its post. The minister's comments came 4 days after the incidents, details of which were first reported by the Hindu on December 12th. An army statement confirmed the clash. The opposition, which has criticized the Narendra Modi's continuing reticence on the China border issue, staged a walkout after being denied a discussion. As trouble now flares in Arunachal, the situation in Ladakh still remains unresolved. India is yet to resume patrolling in any of the five engagement areas where temporary buffer zones have been established, while the Chinese military remains on India's side of the line of actual control in two other frictional points, in Debsang and Demchok. What is clear is that Chinese military has decided, for reasons still unexplained, to unilaterally change how both sides manage what were previously mutually recognized disputed areas. So that is the analysis of the standoff between India and China. Last, we have this international news. Pentagon may send Patriot missile batteries to Ukraine. As you see, that Ukraine has been seeking support all over the world with the friends. The Pentagon is finalizing plans to send Patriot missile batteries that can shoot down incoming missiles to Ukraine. The U.S. media reported on this Tuesday. As Russia has ramped up missile strikes on key Ukrainian infrastructure, the administration of President Joe Biden could announce the deployment as early as this week, US officials told. Ukraine's air defenses have played a key role during Russia's invasion, but with Moscow stepping up, strikes on energy infrastructure as it faces growing losses on the ground. Kyiv has reportedly pressed other countries, especially the United States, for the Patriot system. The US Army describes Patriot, which consists of multiple parts, including a radar, a control station, and up to 8 launchers, as its most advanced air defense system. So, this was one international news. Two international news actually. The India-China standoff is also kind of an international news. Then we had a news regarding electoral rolls. We had a news regarding acid sale of acid, corrosive substances. We had a report on the CPJ, Committee to Protect Journalists, how many journalists have been jailed. We had a report by the then a High Court has asked why the agribees have different pay scale when they have same job profile. Then a news regarding Article 370. Then Telangana's Tandoor Red Gram got the GI tag, and Supreme Court has given center 3 months to form Tamil Nadu Karnataka Water Dispute Tribunal. These were some important news of December 15. See you in the next video with the next set of important news. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.